these holes here,
Yeah.
go down.
Yeah.
Remember how fucking buddy up in Kitchener said that?
You can screw it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you put it this way, then it just fills full of oil before the oil gets out.
Well, yeah, because it wouldn't go to the rocker, right?
Right? So remember that. Very glad we remember.
Say it. Tell the camera.
Holes down!
Okay, so gotta drill a hole in one, and then we gotta find a rod. So I guess finding a rod would be the best plan first. Actually, I wonder if I think that'd be a pretty solid rod. Place. Guy was a real tough negotiator too. Well, that was pretty easy. I guess that's why there's cotter pins, eh? You can feel it moving. Holy fuck, no. Wow.
See, this is why you gotta take them apart, right?
Yeah. That's quite a bit of sludge.
Here.
Yeah, I know it. Oh yeah, that's sludgy. Yeah, fucking right.
That was that end.
That may be part of the oiling problem right there, right? Yeah, they're definitely the right plugs, eh?
Yep.
Good. Okay.
Okay, so I guess I'll wash this one out, right?
Yep. You gotta do one at a
Yeah,
time.
you got this, so you could even just put a little hunk of rag on it or something, send it through maybe, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to the channel, and I guess what is round one of engine parts. As you probably saw from the video, we moved the body out of the way to give ourselves a little bit of space here. And then, of course, we wrapped it up in some plastic just in case we sprayed some oil on it or anything else, actually. After all that work we put into that, we didn't want to risk it. But we got the heads disassembled, and we've got the rocker rails completely disassembled, cleaned, the tubes cleaned out, reassembled, new plugs in the end of the rails, and they are just wrapped up and waiting for the next part. So those ones are good to go. The heads on the other side, not so much, I guess. I'm going to flip this around so you can see what I'm talking about. So we got them completely stripped. We got all the valves out of them, and of course all the rest of the components, the spark plugs, etc. And very handily, Mitch inherited this tool from his dad, and I got to tell you, if ever there's a tool for releasing valve springs and getting the keepers out, that sucker, boy, that makes short work of the job. So I'll just go to this one first. So this is how they came apart. So you can have a good look at the seats. And here's all the valve seats. I can flip one over for you if you really want to see it, but there's not much to see on the other side other than the valve guides. And this one has been cleaned a little further, as well as we ran just a polish around the valve seats and the valves, just to get a better idea of where everything's at here. So these have not had hardened seats installed in them. These would be original cast still. And as of right now, the discussion that I had with one of the engine builders we deal with here, based on the amount of use that these are going to see, which we anticipate is, I mean, this car is going to be a weekend warrior at best. It's not going to do, daily driving or anything. But he says, based on our mileage, we don't need to worry about installing hardened seats. And he says because RPMs probably won't be in the upper range, we don't need to install hardened seats. So as of right now, I'll say I'm not sure if it was Michael or Gary that was asking about that. But that's what the engine builder I spoke to, one of the ones we deal with, that was his recommendation. The valves seem to be not too bad. I'm not going to pull them all out of there right now. But you can see the exhaust valve has a pretty decent seat. It's the intake valves that are really the bigger concern. If you look at the seats, if it'll focus on there, there's just barely any seat left there. And you can see on the valve here how little, whoops, if it'll focus, I can see it's not focusing. There we go. The contact area is very minimal. And there is a couple of them. This one's not so bad. Let's see, where is... You can see this one here. You see that darkened area there? That is a possible problem with the valve guide, or even that valve may be bent, or the seat is just worn. Usually the seat doesn't wear odd unless there's another problem, but... So anyways, and this one actually is just a little dark across there. Now, I mean, this was just a quick cleaning. It wasn't really a heavy polishing. But as of right now, what we're going to do is we're definitely going to be sending these out now. The gentleman I was speaking to, he's been building engines for a very long time, but he's actually semi-retired and is not back till April. So these are probably going to have to wait. And we'll just get this other one cleaned up a little further, like that one. And of course we want all the paint off them and everything. And at the same time we'll probably get them to deck them as well, or I mean resurface them, and then we won't have to worry about it. So as of right now, the heads are going to be a little delayed until we get them to Ed and get that dealt with. So the next day coming, rather than getting back into the body, since we have it already out of the way, we've decided we're going to tear into the engine, and we're going to get all the cam bearings out of it, get all the frost plugs out of it, and we're going to run some plastic gauge through all the mains and through all the rod bearings, and just make sure that our numbers are still within spec. I see 2 to 3 thou seems to be the kind of safe. Some actually like to see 1 to 2 thou on them. But anyways, we're going to check that against the new bearings we have, and try to get a better read on whether we actually have to go further with the engine. So, we've got a really good piece when we're done. And, of course, we have the intake still to clean up. So there's a bit more work. But, one part of it at least is out of the way. The rocker rails are all assembled and ready to go. And that's kind of the quick update. We only got one day, and the weather has been really, really challenging around here. And we've gone from all this massive snow and freeze to pretty heavy on thaw, and we're hearing that there's rain coming, and some of the snowbanks are 6 foot tall, so we're a little worried about flooding around here, actually. So that's where we're at right now. One more day on engines. If it takes an extra day, then we'll put in 2 days on that. But with three of us going at it, we get things done pretty quickly. So I would expect that that'll be fully stripped, and we'll know the status of that probably by the end of the day tomorrow, I would expect. So that's about it. And I want to give Chris Ellis a little shout out. My little suction cup wasn't working for me, Chris, and your method worked very well, my friend. By the time I got it set up, it took no time at all to blast through those and have the one head done at the end of the day the other day. So I want to tell you thanks, my friend, because I like the way that worked, actually. So everyone have a great day, and we will talk to you really soon.